so far to all the positive and negative and just constructive feedback we've had from friends, family, professionals, websites,
people we don't know,
people that can't understand our accent,
in general social media.
It's been good, innit?
It has been good. It's been good. Very good.
We've taken a lot of that on board, and hopefully tonight's the result. One thing I will say, I did want to actually point out the angle. We are going to invest in a wire that will improve the angle, so we'll just need to plod away with this one angle at the moment, folks. All right.
Well, it's got my best side anyway, Bilko.
Aye, mate, I know, and it's got my 5 best chins as well, mate. So cracking on with tonight. Obviously, with the what the podcast's about. Me and Brendan just having a couple of beers.
Yep.
Reviewing them. Trying beers that we've never tried before.
Is the goal.
Yep. So well, we couldn't start with a fresher brewery. We've decided to choose Overtone Brewery, which is the newest brewery in Glasgow, according to their website. We've never tried any of this, have we?
No, we haven't.
Yep, we've heard good things about it. And this beer was actually a freebie.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
It was from, we sourced the Overtone today from the wee beer shop in Polishaw's Road. So I'm good pals with Neil. I've known him for years. Fully supported him in his venture in opening up a shop. I think he's been open 3 years now. So he's fully supported behind us, and we placed an order for 4 beers. And when I opened up the bag, we had a little surprise, which was the Callista pills added. And literally, I was in yesterday, and I noticed a delivery driver. I mean, I'll say I was in the street, because Neil's very, very conscious of the COVID-19 regulations, and I think he's his own health issues with his asthma and a bit of paranoia to boot as well. So when he delivered my order, he said, "There's another one in there for you, hot off the press." And then literally, when we done a bit of research on it, it was delivered just yesterday. So we're getting a first time try at this Callista Pills from Overtone, and that'll be the first beer we're going to review today.
Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, man.
Yes.
Let's be honest here, big man, right? Yeah. This is the second take, innit?
Yes.
That's why there's hardly any beer left, man.
We've already done a 10-minute review of this with video only. So this delve into podcasting's going well so far. Yeah. Billy's technical expertise has shown no bounds.
Absolutely.
But it's all about learning, and I think in the ethos of Overtone as well, with him being a new brewer and we being a new podcast, it's quite fitting that we miss out the first 10 minutes of our first ever real podcast, Bilko. So aye, it's all good. It's all good.
Let's go. So let's kid on this as a first taste of this.
Oh no, it's lovely. And it really is a nice beer. It is a nice beer, despite us missing the aromas and everything else that we were putting on it. It really is a fantastic pilsner. It's showing passion fruit, stone fruit, and berries with a hint of pine. Now, when you first open it, the passion fruit really comes through for me, and the taste of the pine, you get a wee hint of pine as soon as you drink it, and it's absolutely fantastic. So.
I will say it contains gluten, this beer, obviously, so watch that. 4.5%. What I can't believe it's 4.5%.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that. It's there's no sort of obvious alcohol in it, apart from just beautiful pilsner and the ability to enjoy a lovely beer. And as I said in the first take that's not been recorded, Bilko, I did say that I've heard a lot about Overtone over the last couple of years, but I've not actually been out of my way and sourced it. I think I probably have had a few beers here and there, but it's nothing that I've actually been out and sourced. So it's a real treat to have went in, sourced 4 beers that we're going to drink after this, and to have this as a wee surprise in there as well. I think at this point we should be highlighting the glasses as well.
Yeah, the glasses. We get a wee bit of feedback on the glasses.
The tumblers weren't really cracking it for the test podcast.
No, the whiskey glasses.
So we went. So one of my good friends again across the road from the wee beer shop in Polishaw's Road, Dominic, has been running the coal ship for about 3 years. And he's turned a really old Glasgow bar into a really successful, really nice, very friendly craft beer place, and contactless payment. He's been ahead of the curve. Talking about ahead of the curve. Dom's been contactless his entire time since he started that venture. Really friendly atmosphere, brilliant beer, brilliant bar staff, really friendly. All the punters that drink in it are really nice that I've met, and it's a really welcoming environment to anybody who wants to change their palate and try their hand at trying a few new beers in a friendly surrounding.
Aye.
And many thanks to Dom for supplying lovely glasses for us. Tip the hat off to you, Dom. Really appreciate it.
Dom, thanks very much. We'll just add there, Brendan, you know, been into Coal Shipyard a few times, obviously with yourself.
Yep.
Really good kind of ethos behind it. What I really liked is they've got the menu. You know, you get, if you want to know anything about the menu, you get a wee taster if you want it. You get the whole, every ingredient in it, the knowledge, an absolute master class when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to craft ale. And you know, when you say if you want something, you tell them what you want, they'll basically tell you this is, you're going to like this. And I like the fact you do it, you square up when you leave, card payment. And I'd imagine obviously that's going to be a bit of the new normal. So yeah, hats off to you, Dom, and thanks very much for these glasses. Much appreciated, mate. So the glasses actually make this beer taste even better. And not that it needed a hand to do that.
So we get the scoring, Billy.
Aye, let's go for the scoring.
So I mean, we're going to change the scoring format that we've done for last week, because we had this sort of big whole background ethos of breweries and stuff. And last week we concentrated on trying to do a beer for Scotland, Ireland, England, and Wales. And I think we done very well for a test and going round the houses. But this week we're just going to basically say, would you buy it again?
Yes.
Would you session it?
Yes.
And we're going to give it marks out of 10. So I'm going to agree with Billy. I would buy this again, no problem. Yes. Callista Pilsner, 4.5%, £3.70. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be a cheap session, but I'll tell you, it's going to be a really nice session that you're going to enjoy. So buy yes, session yes, and marks out of 10 for you, Bilko.
Well, I might change my score now that we've done a second take. No, in the interest of transparency.
Yes.
I'm going to give this, and if the guys are watching this, or anyone else is watching this, this is just the first beer we've done on the podcast. I'm wary. I want to set my standards. I don't want to go too high, I certainly don't want to go too low. So I'm going to give it a nice solid 67.5%, so 6.75 out of 10.
I'm going to be a bit more brazen than that, because I really like it. I really like Pilsners anyway, and I'm a big fan of them. And I'm going to take the attitude that I'm going to have a beer of the week. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to score it as a beer of the week.
Brenny's beer of the week?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the way I'm doing it. And I'm going to start off with a very strong 7.5 for that.
Wow.
So we've got 4 more for Overtone to review. And if any of them come close to his being as good as that, it's going to be a great even.
Absolutely, it certainly is, big man.
Exactly.
Excellent. So, first official beer of tonight is going to be another one from Overtone, as they all are from tonight, and this is their third session IPA. Alcohol volume 4.7%. It's a session IPA. First things I will say, Brenny, 4.7% for a session IPA.
That's quite strong.
That's
quite strong.
Does that say something about Glaswegians?
I think it says something about the ethos of the brand that I'm quite liking. I'm already quite liking their ethos.
Don't mind if I crack this one,
no,
do you?
Do not at all, Bilko. You get stuck in. I'm looking forward to trying it.
Oh, it's got a nice distinctive IPA taste. Smell, aroma, even. There we go.
It's saying a malty backbone we're expecting here.
Yeah, there you go, big man.
Cheers. Oh, you're getting the citrus right away. Citrus fruits, very tropical. Aye.
Pours really well that as well.
It doesn't half, man.
Let's see.
So,
cheers.
Cheers. Oh, aye. Aye. Third session. I mean, I would like to see session 1 and 2, to be honest with you, after that.
That's dynamite.
That's the third session. What's that? Is that a Monday or is that a Monday or a Wednesday? That's what I want to know. that a Monday or a Wednesday?
Well,
I'm not really sure which day this session's supposed to be on, but like, oh, definitely, it's unobtrusive. Definitely, I mean, I like that. I like the wording of that.
Unobtrusive New England Session IPA, which kind of harks to the brewer, the head brewer that's came from New Hampshire in America. So multi backbone, 100%. Offers a slightly sweet billow for the hop undertones of resin, citrus and fruit, so you can get all of that, man. Very fresh, very fresh. A decent body indeed. There you go, mate. There you go, mate.
Just going to read more. Naked oats. Aye.
I can see why this is a session IPA again. 4.7%. Again, if I was to push, it doesn't taste that again. Doesn't taste like that at all.
And interestingly enough, the slight spice that is mentioned right at the end when you expand the web page, that is it does hit you late. It does hit you late.
Creeps up on you.
Yeah.
That's really good actually, man. These guys.
Session wise, but I mean, session wise, I'm already thinking of scores of how much I could session of it. I mean, at the moment it's
compared to the Pilsner.
The Pilsner is
light
there, but I think that's your palate as opposed to the actual beer itself.
They do say it's got a decent body, mate. It has definitely got a decent body in terms of the taste. You can maybe even see there as well with the colouring as well. But it does taste fantastic.
It really is. It's a nice beer.
I can see why these guys are actually doing pretty well, man. Easy drinking, unobtrusive, decent body. I quite like this wee pillow because I think if you did session this, man, your head would definitely be on the pillow, wouldn't it? Are we just going to crack on with the scores with this one?
I'm not. Do you know, at the moment I'm actually enjoying it that much. I'm
just want to savour it.
I'm savouring it and I'm quite lost for words. It really is a nice drop. It's one that's I'm trying to compare. Do you know? I'm trying to compare previous IPAs of a similar style, and session wise, so harking back to the session one that we tried last week, the Galway Bay, which was a lower percentage.
Weights and measures. It
was the weights and measures. I think there's no comparison. I mean,
no, there's not at all.
And I think that's maybe you're right. Maybe it's something that the brewers are going for from a Glasgow perspective, because that is to me. I'm already thinking, could I session that? And I'm having my doubts, you know?
Well, if you're having your doubts, mate, man, there is no way I'd be sessioning it. I don't think I would be, but I tell you, man, the taste.
It's a lovely taste. It's a lovely tasting beer.
That's maybe 3 or 4 cans in a house job, but I don't know if I could do maybe 8, 9. Yeah, actually a proper session.
Bilko, what have we spoke about responsible drinking?
Aye, well, absolutely, exactly. Which is why I'm saying I would only have 4.
Unit wise, you're talking about doing your entire weeks.
Listen, man, we do not condone binge drinking. That's a thing of the past.
Yeah.
But I can't. I mean, the description doesn't lie. I've said it several times. It's got a decent body. Ironically, decent's a bit of a Glasgow word.
Yeah.
You know, if something's decent, it means
well
a bit.
decent.
It's well decent. Yeah, really decent. Almost heavy decent. So it's got a decent body indeed. I do like it. Initially, it grabs you, doesn't it? Absolutely.
It's a really nice beer. It is a really nice beer. It's. I think we'll go for buy again.
Yes, definitely buy again.
Yeah, I'm going for buy again. Yes. And session.
You know, I'm going to do it.
I'm going to say yes. And do you know what? I'm going to actually session it one day. And don't get me wrong, you're not. I mean, if you're talking session, you're going to be paying a few quid.
Aye.
Let's not forget, you're talking about a different style. You're talking about a different style of drinking in the sense that you're going to enjoy it a lot more. You're going But like £4.20 a can direct from the supplier, it's not going to be a cheap session.
No, it's not.
But then again, the finer things in life, Bilko. Do you know what I mean?
They don't come for nothing, do they,
Exactly,
man?
you've got to enjoy yourself, and you've got to spend the money to enjoy yourself.
Absolutely, man.
And I think that's something that you appreciate a wee bit.
You've got to speculate to accumulate the finer things in life, Brendan. That's what you're saying, big man.
Indeed. So I'm going for a yes for the session.
I'm actually going to say, you know, it wouldn't be a full day session for me.
Yep.
So, you know, I would say, yeah, I probably would session it, but it would have to be an evening session. It definitely wouldn't be an all day session.
That's a no. I'm sorry.
No,
there's going to be a bit of an adjudicator here.
Oh, come on, man.
We've got to put rules in place.
Baxter.
It's a yes or no.
Listen, you know me better than almost anybody when it comes to drinking. Obviously, I'm going to session that.
Yes.
I will session that. So it's a yes for a session. It's a yes. It's a yes.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, I do like.
So your scores out of 10 for the taste, aroma, and everything else, just the overall beer.
Overall beer, I'm gonna give it a, and again, I'm gonna be quite harsh with my scoring. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay. And again, basing it on what I prefer so far out of the range that we're going to review tonight, I actually prefer the Pilsner. Again, I'm going to highlight this in my palate. I do love a Pilsner. Not to say this IPA isn't lovely, and I've basically just said that I would buy it again, I'd session it again. And I'm going to go a bit more reserved, and I'm going to join you in a 6.5 with it.
I think that's fair.
I mean, that's a point drop from the Pilsner review that I gave. So again, I think based on I'm reviewing week on week, I'm looking for a beer of the week for me. Currently I'm going with the Pilsner beer of the week.
Fair dues, man.
And that's obviously with a few still to review, Bilko.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is, what we're going to do, but we're going to sit and enjoy this. I'm going to ask you, mate, what have you been up to this week, mate? Have you been out and about, obviously, with the lockdowns have been lifted up in Scotland with some pubs and stuff like that? Have you been anywhere?
I'm doing my usual with the running and the cycling and generally try to...
hemp trousers?
Hemp trousers?
Mate, running, cycling, come on.
It's just a case of... I think given the lifestyle that I'm going in, given my situation where I'm a recently newly single man living in a flat that I've bought just before lockdown, etc. The excesses of life can get away with you, and I think I've put a bit of a determined head on for the last sort of 10 weeks.
Yeah, I've been doing well.
To try and get a bit of balance, shall we say, and get the enjoyment factor of enjoying the excesses, but tailoring the fitness levels to enjoy them properly.
I mean, I must admit, when you sent me your wee WhatsApp on Saturday morning after our wee session on Friday night, you'd knocked out a wee 7.5k jog round about the local park. I was well impressed with that. Obviously, if I wasn't carrying my injury, mate, I'd be out there doing this. Of course. But you've done well with that, mate.
Of course. What about you? What you been up to?
Well, last night I went down to the local, took the missus out for a wee meal.
What's the local about here?
Down at the Croft Bar, down in Croftfoot, run by a really nice family, really good team up there. They've been delivering beers, some of you might have seen that, delivering beers to the house, free of charge I might add, and then recently you've been able to get them on takeout.
Is that a
draft? In a plastic, but the nearest you could get during lockdown to a pint. So I took the missus for a wee meal, and do you know what the highlight of my meal was?
Tell me.
I had a wee tea of Maria, mate, at the end of it.
Harking back to last week. Was there a bit of Coke in it?
Mate, there was no Coca-Cola in my tea of Maria, mate. A straight tea of Maria.
Was it over rocks?
Straight, mate. Neat. With a wee espresso. Right, a wee espresso. I'm telling you, mate, it wasn't quite limoncello. I mean, I know you like that.
Oh, aye. Bit of limoncello, aye.
So, that's what I've been up to, mate.
Good stuff.
It's been good. A bit of work in that. Just going to get back into fitness. I will say, actually, the big man did get me into shape a couple of years ago for a 10k.
Yep.
And it is something we'll definitely be revisiting once we get the fitness sorted. So
tomorrow's a new day. Always tomorrow's a new day, Billy.
Absolutely, mate.
Honestly, it's one of the ones we can always strive to improve.
We can indeed. This is actually the way you drink this.
Genuinely, it's a grower. It's an absolute grower.
It is.
I'm sticking by my assessments at the moment based on my palate, but it really is.
There we go.
It really is a nice beer.
Overtone, really third session, IPA, quality.
So this is the third beer of the evening, the second one that we've bought after Neil's kind gift and gifting the first one with the Pilsner. So this one is Overtone's Whitman.
Oh, Whitman!
Whitman! Here, Barraway, I can't wait for this. So the Whitman is a wheat beer. It's a traditional Belgian style ale brewed with the juice and rind of blood oranges and Indian coriander to produce a spicy, fresh, aromatic beer. In fairness, Whitman in Glasgow is basically what are you doing?
I know.
Or what is going on? Or what, a derivative of what in any sort of text, language, speak, dialect. Whitman, Whitman, or Whitman.
It's kinda.
I like the play on it. Considering it's a Belgian ale brewed with a rind of blood oranges and Indian coriander to produce a spice fresh aromatic beer. I mean, you're not really getting many blood oranges, Indian coriander, spicy fresh aromatic beers called Whitman.
That's amazing. I actually thought as well, I don't know if the New Hampshire link there, obviously you've got Walt Whitman, the American. Maybe there's a wee bit of a play on word there with the boys there, but Whitman, is a fantastically named beer, isn't it?
Aye. And excuse my French, fucking tremendous.
I can definitely see the oranginess there. Yeah, I must admit, I do like a wee bit of San Pellegrino blood orange. I'll pay that a wee bit extra for a wee soft drink like that. So, let's proof of the pudding. Cheers.
Not much nose to it, I have to say. You're not getting much of the aroma of it, but I'm hoping to. Whitman! It's aptly named, man. It's aptly. That's tremendous. That is a pure. That's your taste buds going, Whitman. Genuinely, that is that's well named.
Orange all over it.
It's just it's an attack to the senses.
Isn't it?
That's brilliant.
Whitman. It's like, did you try some of that stuff last night? Whitman. We make no bones about emphasising this name.
The name of the beer. Yeah. I love that. I love the fact that the New Zealanders, New Hampshires, and anybody that comes to Glasgow who can pick up the patter, you've got my hats off for that, because it is those that get it, those that don't. And I'm glad to see that the brewers and the producers and everybody else that runs the brewery are getting a wee bit of Glasgow into their. I'm trying to get
the Indian coriander there. Obviously, I love a coriander. I love a wee curry. Absolutely, probably one of my favourite spices. But it is certainly a fresh. The thing is, sometimes with that, that Belgian wheat beer. The big brands, etc. Sometimes it doesn't taste anything like that for me.
But I don't think it's your traditional wheat beer in the sense of a wheat beer like your Germans or your Belgians was usually produced, which is get the banana sort of aroma as you pop, and then it's like that sort of cloudy, sort of rich.
It's an impact.
It's an attack in the senses with the first taste. Don't get me wrong, it settles down very quickly.
It does.
I mean, it's still there, but like the initial pop in the mouth, it's like woof, and it's aptly named, very aptly named, because it is in Glasgow parlance it is Whitman.
I know. I mean, let's just say, I don't know. Let's just say, the Glasgow Ned does say, "Oh, what man, quite a while." But
everybody in Glasgow says it. Everybody in Glasgow says it.
Oh, what man? I never say it. What? I never.
You're from Motherwell, you know.
Aye, I'm from Motherwell. Aye, Motherwell, born in Fife. But no.
He's a borderline shooters, man.
Sorry, excuse my French there. Aye.
You're nearly West Lothian.
I'll smack your boss, man. You don't ken what I'm talking about, don't you, Brenny? Oh, again. I'm sorry for it. You know, sometimes I feel that you're not getting it, maybe, by watching this, and you're thinking, oh, they're no thinking anything to say. But that is just a massive punch. That is an attack on your senses.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic beer. That is a fantastic beer.
Aye, again, 5% as well.
Fantastic beer.
Wouldn't you know that? Wouldn't you think that was 5%?
I don't know. I would probably disagree in the sense that I think it's you know you're drinking. I think the last two, the Pilsner especially, didn't feel like 4.7. Didn't think the IPA. I mean, the ABV's really, it's by the by when you're drinking good beer. I mean, like, the thing is to enjoy it, but like, again, I don't think, I think you know there's a sort of certain kick going to come with this. I'm also waiting for the spice to kick in, because the longer I'm drinking it and the longer I'm tasting it, you can sort of feel the aromatics.
Aye, there's like
the aromatics and the spices is coming
it's
through.
Like a couple of minutes. No, and then
well, that's
yeah.
She's potty taste. And that's it only beginning to come through. Now it's not for the initial attack the senses is the blood oranges.
Aye, they're in.
Do you know what I mean? It really comes through. But
it is kind of like, in that sense, it is kind of like I don't know, curry. I can keep coming back to it, but sometimes like that with a curry, you know, the coriander does take the edge off the kick to the curry. And maybe it has taken a wee while. Aye. So that is beginning to come up, man. In fact, I totally get that now. Actually, it's a very well-rounded beer, in my opinion.
Yep.
I really like that.
Yep.
Fantastic. So we get in with the scoring.
Yes. Who's first? You want me to go?
You can go first, big man.
Right, so based on would I buy it again? Without a doubt, that's it's a no-brainer. It's a yes. It's a definite yes. It's a pick-up too with another carry-out just for an attack to the senses when you're feeling a bit down or a bit low in your session.
Aye.
not that I can do excessive, but
exactly.
It would help
Always
you. It would help you in between a few.
Absolutely.
Would a session it? I'm going to say no. That's a strictly 1 every 5 hours. Attack to the senses, waking you up again. It's one of the ones that go for something to eat, have one of them, start the breakfast. The breakfast afternoon.
So you have that before you have that after your breakfast or before your breakfast?
I can see myself having that with my breakfast. I can see that with a bagel and eggs, but
it's just
drink
orange
responsibly,
juice,
guys.
Blood orange, mate. Blood orange, get your fresh orange, mate. If it's good enough for Phil Mitchell,
but I'm going to say, I wouldn't session it. I wouldn't session it. I have to say, how do I score it? This so far is my favourite. One, I love the name.
Yeah.
2, I like the fact that the name actually identifies the taste sensation that you get in your mouth. And 3, the taste of it alone is absolutely incredible. And I'm going to give this an 8, Bilko.
Good man.
How yourself?
So it just shows you there with Brenny's scoring, you know, you don't need to be sessioning, you don't need to be hammering, 5-6 cans of this stuff to enjoy it. So yeah, I'm with you on the would I buy it again? Resounding yes. 100%. Would I session it? I'm going to be honest, obviously, you're not going to session a beer like this. This beer, whatever floats your boat, but for me a beer like this is to be savoured and not to be sessioned, in my opinion, so I wouldn't be sessioning it. I would maybe, I'd certainly maybe have two. No,
with 6 beers in between.
Absolutely.
Fresh,
6 wee pilsners in between.
Drink responsibly, folks. Drink responsibly.
Beer of the right for me as well.
So
absolutely.
Far.
Stunning. It's wham bam, straight into the mouth. The name phenomenal. Whitman, fantastic. I'm going to give it a 7.75.
You love your fractions, you can
mate,
tell you're the gambler out of 2s.
I know, mate. Mate, come on. Success.
So that's a 7.75 and an 8 from me. So far, this is the beer of the evening.
What man?
Overtone. What man? What man, by the way.
What man? That was
What
brilliant.
man?
Did you try that Overtone?
Oh, here, mucker. What man? Here, mucker.
Quality. So, officially beer 3 of the night. Obviously, we know it's beer 4 with a freebie.
Sure.
Again, Neil, thank you. But it's number 4 tonight. Again, another one from Overtone. And it's the MIRRABELLE PLUM and Ginger Gose. Gose is spelled G-O-S for Sierra E. As I said, Gose, but it's Gose. I actually knew that because I'm an aficionado when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Whereas I had to Google it.
Yeah, I had to Google it as well, actually, to be
Oh
fair.
my, come on. You already knew that. I didn't.
Yep, so I must admit, when I seen this choice, I thought, interesting, to say the least. Do like a bit of ginger, do like a bit of plum. Couldn't tell you the difference between a normal plum and a MIRRABELLE plum. But Gose looks really good, 5%, so we'll get this cracked open. So it's a mixed ferment Gose with additions of MIRRABELLE plum from Lorraine in France and Lebanese ginger. So it should bring you a tart Gose that is brewed using Indian coriander and pink Himalayan sea salt. Obviously contains gluten, so let's get this poured. Try not to get it on the old new jeans.
Well, you've not made a good success of that, mate.
I know,
I'm just spying in there.
I know, man.
We bang our nose on that.
Definitely pours well as well. Cheers, big man.
Oh.
That again is a taste sensation. There's a lot of stuff happening in this.
I think the silence says it all. It's stunty silence with that.
Can definitely taste the plum. Definitely taste the plums.
The ginger's coming through for me, and just a natural thing. I'm not mad on ginger, but the way that's coming together, with the plum and with the sort of tartness of it, which it is, it came through. Like I said, it's bringing you a tart Gose.
Gose. It's again, hats off to these guys. That is a really, really unusual tasting beer again. And is Gose, I mean, do all Goses taste like that, or is that just
well, the ones
style?
I've tasted, there is a similarity in style, and not that I mean, again, we're trying to highlight beers we've never tried before. I have tried Goses in the past.
It's like light. That is light.
Very light. But you get a tart, almost sharp taste as well.
I mean, the Great British Bake Off or something like that, man. With this, man, it's like a total nutter. The hints. It's so light.
It's something you would have after a meal.
That is so
That
light.
is something you would have after a meal, just to give you the taste sensation of a dessert.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, this is the first time I've ever tried a Gose.
Really?
Aye, first time, but knowingly. Now that obviously I'm up to speak with the different types of
beers,
the names, etc. I do like it, but it's I was expecting
it's
it.
Not quite as sour as I was expecting.
Oh, no, it's not.
Despite it being a sour beer, it's not quite as sour as in the sharp initial taste that you get off a lot of sours. It's not got that, but there's a definite.
Do you know, what about the sea salt? You can get that in all, man. I don't know if you can taste that in all, man. The sea salt, Himalayan sea salt's coming well through there.
I'm not sure. I've not been so sure yet, but
But I don't know if that's maybe the salt is giving it the kind of rounded. It's maybe not making it as sour. That's so unusual. Oh,
it's lovely.
That is nice.
That is lovely.
It's
Lovely. Once it settles and once you once you get the full appreciation of the beer, that is lovely. That is lovely.
I mean, it is lovely. The good thing, I mean, I noticed there, it's on the Overtone website at £4.50 a can, 5%. All these cans, by the way, tonight are 440ml. That is so unusual for me. I don't know if I'm not, when it comes to this craft beer, I'm maybe, obviously with my background in maybe non-craft beer, that is so really unusual for me. I would not expect that from it's a sour fruited Gose, as opposed to a beer or an ale, I suppose. But that is so light.
But it just shows you the variety and what's available at the moment, and how a local brewer, I mean, like guys who are like literally same postcode.
Aye, crazy man.
Well, not same postcode. I'm in Clydebank, so that's
yeah.
That's
you know what I mean. Same
area. But they're producing things that are almost foreign. Foreign and tasties, you know, and in a good way. I mean, in a really good way, because that's, again, I'm having to think about my scoring here. I'm really at the stage, I think, of my scoring, based on one-off trying of the beers, what they are.
I have to say, this was a great pick by yourself. I know when we chose this was a great pick to throw this in there.
But I think a lot of the picks were based on, like, so you'd went for the third session, and you'd went for, what was the other one you went for? I'd went for the
Oofed.
Right, so I'd went for Whitman and this, right? So my selections were based, one on the name for Whitman, and I'm not lie about that. And I do like a Weiss beer, and I do like Belgian and German Weiss, but this was based on the fact that it's telling you MIRRABELLE, PLUM and ginger, Gose. What is it? Gose? Gose. It's like Rosa.
I like Rosa. It's right. And according to Wikipedia, it's like GOES hyphen UH.
Every day's a school day. Every day's a school day, Billy.
You know what's going to happen, but we'll probably got all this wrong. Somebody's going to come in and be like, it's Gose. It's Gose.
Listen, with our accents, we can just start do go. That's what we're saying anyway. You deaf.
I know.
And no offending anybody that has got hearing problems. I'm deaf myself, so
yeah.
I'm just
for anyone down in the south of England or that, subtitles will not be available.
Not be available. Just retune your hearing.
I have to. That's so unusual, man.
It's a beer that I would recommend everybody tries.
Aye,
and that's based on our first time of trying it, and again, the whole point of this is us trying beers we've never tried before, and I really can't recommend this enough for just a taste sensation. And
do you know what I can honestly say about that, Brendan, man? See if you had a nice wee dessert or something like that. You know what I mean? A nice wee bit, I don't know, sticky toffee pudding, something really, really, really sweet, and you washed it down with that. I think that would just accompany it fantastically. I really do. I'm surprised at that. When I seen that, I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. Unusual, and it's great to try something new.
Yep. So we going scores on this?
Aye. Yep. So would I buy it again? Listen, I feel as if, you know, I'm a bit of a parrot. I would buy this again.
Of course you would.
Of course, it's a really unusually tasting beer, and one I think everybody one that you should try. Could I have a session on it? Obviously, I couldn't have a session on it. It's really, really. I don't think it's a type of session for me. I don't know if I go so if this is what they taste like. Is a type of session type of beer for me. So no, I couldn't have a session on it.
Yep.
Could I have one after a meal or a nice bit of food, something sweet, wee bit of sour to go with it? 100% yes. Yep. So that's not a slight. Score wise, I have to say I feel as if I created a rod. I'm back there with that scoring, because the beers have been a lot better, I think, and I think I've been a wee bit of I'm the bad judge here, ain't I, on Strictly Come Dancing. So I do feel as if I was a wee bit harsh, particularly with my score. I might come back to my scoring actually later on in one of them. On this one, I'm actually going to give it a 6.75 again, and that's purely based on the as a now and again beer for me. One after a meal, I'm going to give it a 6.75.
Okay, doke, Craig Rebel Hall.
Oh, thank you.
I will give this. Well, I'll start with would I buy it again? Of course I would. It's definitely a beer that if you're wanting just to a wee taste sensation, for any occasion, just as something different from your normal palate, then it's a go-to beer. It's just something you would pick up and just enjoy as a one-off beer. Likewise, I can't wait to try it on draft if it is available. So that'd be good if I can ever try that. Am I going to session it? No, but no one's going to session one of these. That again isn't a slight on the brewers or anything at all. You're not going to sit and drink that all night. And if you are, fair play to you. Fair play to you. Your palate's not the same as mine. And I'm looking back at my scores because I really need to position myself in what I think this is, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And that for me is based on Whitman being so good.
Whitman was fantastic.
Whitman was fantastic, and do you know, if I hadn't tried Whitman, or if I hadn't bought Whitman tonight to try, then I could see myself scoring it higher. But I wouldn't see myself scoring it higher on the Pilsner. So I'm looking back at my scores and I'm saying I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10.
Aye. And
I think it's a beer I will be trying again. Really looking forward to trying it if it's available on draft. And it's a very, very close beer in the night. Behind the Pilsner and Blood Orange. What we were calling that? Whitman.
Aye, it's
Whitman.
a lovely.
How could I forget Whitman?
I know. It's a lovely beer.
It is. It's really nice.
I would definitely recommend you try it. More you taste it, just to come back, it is getting a wee bit sourer as the kind of.
But in a good way.
But it's
genuinely just.
I love that wee hint of plum, that wee just hint of fruitiness in it as well. Wee bit of saltiness as well. Aye. What a beer.
Yes.
These guys are good, man.
Yes.
Really like them.
Overtone, really enjoying them.
So
one left to try.
One left to go.
So our final beer of the evening is Overtone, and it's called Ooft. And it's a New England double IPA, and it comes in at 8%. And its description is that it's a double New England IPA, which showcases citra hop, which you can taste right away, and it's in an incognito form, with its full-bodied, hop-forward beer with huge citrus and tropical fruit flavours. I'm not going to disagree with any of that. It's absolutely lovely. It's an 8%, which is a big hitter for MD.
Huge hitter.
But you don't get that taste of it being something that you're strong alcohol content. But that's double IPAs all over the back. I mean, it's one of these beers that's ultimately going to cause damage to the brain cells if you drink too many of them. But as a one-off, sharing a 440ml can is an absolutely perfect way to try it, and it's absolutely lovely. Can I tell you a bit of why it's called Ooft? They're saying on the website that Lost in Translation series, and that they say that Scottish people are historically misunderstood.
Never.
And I want to pay homage to that fact. Now again, we've touched on the Overtone and how they seem to get Glasgow, they seem to get Scotland, and I've got to tip my hat to them for again another great name. Great beer. Ooft is a crack name for a beer in Glasgow. Scotland in general. I can't really speak for Glasgow, but Ooft is Ooft. It describes everything from shock, horror, excitement, and just general filling in words when words don't really appropriate to the situation. And I think they've hit the nail on the head with that. because your first taste of the ooft does leave you with a bit of an ooft.
Oofed, yeah. I've got to agree with just about everything you've said there, big man. As you said, it's got citra coming all over it, leaf pellet, and it's in incognito form. So, listen, I'll be totally honest, I messed it up again, didn't I, big man? I messed
I'm
it
not
up
what
again.
I say, I'm not what I say.
I said
we've already done a 10-minute session on this that we're just having to redo, but
I know.
But we're teething stages,
We are teething stages, and I'll tell you, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Definitely.
They say it's a full-bodied, hop-forward beer with huge citrus and tropical fruit flavours. Now, in a previous recording of this, which we never recorded, I did obviously be harked back to maybe bygone days of the traditional Scottish strength ale. You know, the one that sprung to mind is the boutique beer known as Tennant Super. Boutique beer over in Rome, I believe.
Well,
apparently so, yeah. But it's true.
It's true. Everywhere you go in Rome, you get served super strength Tennant's lager for some bizarre reason.
And obviously the double IPA brewing process on this maybe delivers that kind of strength, and it is incognito. I'll tell you, it just tastes so much better than that kind of stuff.
Well, we're comparing apples and pears when you're bringing that up, and I don't think there's a place for all those things, and there's nothing wrong with them. But I don't think even considering Ooft in that category.
No. Ooft is a high quality, high strength, potent ale. I must admit, I'm not going to lie, I love that. I don't know if that says about me as a drinker.
Nothing wrong with that.
Or it's stunning. It's stunning. Love the smell, love the look, love the way it looks in the glass. You can taste the strength, but it has been masked by all those lovely flavours.
The citra really burns through. It does. I mean, it's there from the initial pop of the can. Again, it's one of the ones I would love to try on draft. I'm not quite sure if Overtone are doing draft. I mean, for all my times in cold ship, etc., I probably tried them. But I will really need to source somewhere that's doing it on draft. Because as much as I can, it's a really nice experience. I would love to try that in a sort of schooner size. Start of the night, see where the madness takes you after that, because Ooft is a good way to start any night. And I do think that the brewers and the producers of the beer have got it spot on.
The marketing on that's phenomenal. Did you have a good night last night? Ooft. Aye, fantastic.
Started as we meant to go on.
Absolutely.
Or finished it as we meant the night to finish.
Absolutely. It's a stunning lager. It's a stunning lager. It's a stunning IPA. Again, excuse my ignorance when it comes to some of these technical terms, but I'm learning.
That's what it's all about. It's about trying new beers that we've not tried before, Bilko.
I would say this one, bit on the steep side, obviously price-wise. You're talking, where is it? Where are we? We're talking $5.90 for a 440ml can. So it is quite. I have to say as well, it's not the strongest in the range. There is another one there on the website, which is a bit stronger. But that was a few of my mates actually that tried the Overtone Brewery Company beers over the lockdown period. Have been raving about this, and they did say, you just get a nice wee selection, but you need to get an Ooft, because that is it either starts you or ends you on a right good kick, and that's a kicking beer, man. Absolutely.
I agree. I don't think it's great to know that such a young brewery within Glasgow city limits is doing beers like this that are becoming more available, and as you said earlier on, these guys are delivering anywhere in the UK. Anywhere in the UK,
£35 minimum order.
I mean,
next day delivery.
You're talking this. Buy 8 beers off them, you're getting it delivered to your door the next day.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's anything wrong in that ethos of trying new beers and
fresh.
Trying to experience some good different tastes. And that's certainly what we've done tonight, Bilko.
We certainly have, and I'd like to touch on this. A lot of people are probably watching this and they're like, I check these couple of maddies, man, they're bloody steaming or whatever. Brendan, we've just had a nice sociable drink tonight. We've had, 5 cans?
5 cans.
Half a can each?
Yep.
I think it's just a passion that maybe comes across. And
hope.
yeah, and I would say this is certainly invoking a lot of passion
Yes.
in me. This oath.
Just you keep your passion. You keep your passion, didn't you? Your dog's bad enough, man. With your
Oh, here. Listen, that's over the line. Everybody knows. Everybody loves Baxter. Baxter has more people on his Instagram than all he has put together, mate. I'm telling you that, man. Bold Baxter, the GRT, for MD, so you want to add him on Instagram. But no, just to get back to it, no, you're right. It's you can tell there's a lot of I'd actually say there's a lot of passion goes into this company's beers in general. You can taste it. A lot of really good thought that's went into the names as well. Can we just touch on some of the other beers that we never got to try just tonight, Brendan? Is that alright? First one I want to point out is down the bottom here. It's called Das ist Techno Sex. That's £4.50. It's quite a ravey can, to say the least. 5.4, and it's a fruited Gose, passion fruit. That's available on there.
Have you tried that? No,
I haven't tried it.
I've actually tried that.
What's your thoughts?
I loved it. I know one of my friends up in the Thornwood bar, Mark. Added it into a wee beer order that I done during lockdown. Mark, because he was shut down, introduced a beer delivery service where he was doing like Augustiner and Pegerneser and stuff like that, some of the Helles that you know I love.
Oh, aye, brilliant.
So I'd stuck an order in because I had a few days off, and I had a half decent size order, do you know what I mean? It was free delivery anyway, so enough said with that. And he stuck a wee can of Das ist Techno Sex on top of it, just as a wee thank you to me and a wee gratitude for him. So that's another one of our friends, the Thornwood Bar up the West End, Dumbarton Road. So it was a lovely beer. It was a lovely beer. Absolutely lovely beer.
For any breweries listening tonight, all I would say is you're always appreciative of a wee free beer, aren't you? If you get a decent order. Obviously there's orders and then there's Brenny orders. So last one I wanted just to have a wee look at here. Now we didn't get this. I mean, it's £9.10 for a 440ml can. It's called Sun Gone, and it's Dead End Brew Machine. Obviously that's a cinnamon bun double stout. I mean, stuff like that has to be treated with the ultimate respect. You've also got your other ones on there, just to get back to the one we got tonight free off, I think it was Mark.
No, that was off.
Was it Neil? Sorry, Neil. Neil at
the wee beer shop.
The wee beer shop. He's got some array, isn't he?
Aye, brilliant selection of beers.
What's the situation with him? You just put your order in, collect it the next day?
He's doing online orders, so just basically he's got the wee beer shop. It's either .co.uk or .com.
Right.
We should really actually double check that before
What we'll do is we'll link all these on our website. You've probably seen it as you've been going along, obviously, on YouTube. We're not going to link directly to any establishments, we don't want to violate their policies, so we will link throughout the video. Check all these people out. But that, just to get back to that Callista Pilsner, that wee freebie, that's just hot off the press. That was a wee stunner, wasn't it?
I did taste.
I'm going to actually say, Brenny, I'm really sorry to do this, man. I want to change my score on that.
No, you can't.
Oh.
Scores are in. Craig Revel Hall, your scores are in. You're no changing.
We've not even scored, right? Okay, we're going to score the last one then, which is Oft.
We'll score the
Oft. So in terms of, would I buy it again? Unresounding yes.
Yes.
I would say it would actually be an essential if you're going to order anything from Overtone or anywhere else you can get it with other suppliers. That's an essential part to any purchase. Could I session it? Brendan, I would give it a go once, but I would never session that. I wouldn't session that. It's a responsible.
I'd say 2 would be your limit.
Aye, mate. Yes, thanks for that, Brendan. Thank you for that, mate.
Just being honest.
Mate, listen, I don't mind that as long as I get to the Tia Maria or Limoncello before I've had a couple of these. I'm absolutely fine.
You could start one for breakfast, you could have one at night.
Aye,
true. As long as you've been only the 3% Galway Bays in between.
Aye. I love them. So yeah, it's a definite no.
Right.
In terms of my score, again, and then likely if the MD for Overtone is listening tonight, I feel as if I've been a wee bit harsh on some of your beers. And I did want to change the scores, you heard that, but obviously the head judge here has decided that I'm not allowed to change them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give that a 7.25.
Oh, 7.25.
Which in Bilko's scoring is quite high.
It's not the highest, but...
It's not the highest, but it is quite high.
But that's fair dues. So, for my perspective, would I buy it again? Yes, definitely. It's unresounding. It's an absolute cracking beer. It's one that I think everybody should try at least once. Would I session it? No, I wouldn't. And
Would you try and session it though?
I mean, listen, my days I try to be bravado on double IPAs or well gone. I've tried it a couple of times in Colship, and there's a few folk who would testament to the nick I was in.
You just wouldn't do it, would you, mate? You wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't because it's not enjoyable.
It's
enjoyable at the time.
Yeah,
but see that whole forgetting days afterwards. No, it's no. It's
comes back to responsible drinking, enjoying your beers, innit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
no, I wouldn't session it, and I'm actually having to look back and I'm comparing it to what is my favourite at the moment, and I'm going to have to say that it's going to score a wee bit lower than my favourite of the night.
I'd expect that.
And my favourite of the night is still going to stick with Whitman, but I'm going to give this Ooft a respectable 7.75.
Yeah.
And that would make it the second most popular beer of the evening for me.
Indeed. Can I just throw in a wee curveball
Yes.
here, mate? When you actually think of, the word Ooft, there's so many connotations of it. What Archie McPherson, a well-known Scottish,
Yes.
when a footballer would take a fantastic
Ooft.
strike, it'd be Ooft.
Aye.
That's
A tackle.
Ooft.
I mean, it's just it sums up so many different things.
Absolutely.
It's not just good. It's good, bad, and indifferent, and it's the different connotations of Ooft.
Aye.
That
Agreed.
you've really got to the parlance and the vernacular. You need to know.
Absolutely.
You need to know.
Absolutely.
Because it could be an insult, but it could also be
Aye.
it could also be the biggest pat in the back you ever get in your life.
Aye. So.
And it's
So, I mean, just to, obviously, we're going to summarise in a wee minute or two.
Yep.
But just to say, you can always say, if you've had a wee Ooft from Overtone, if you've drank it responsibly, you're going to have a good night, ain't you?
Oh, without a doubt.
Aye,
Without a doubt.
100%.
One of them in your night, you're not going to get
100%, mate. So, are we going to do a wee round up of the night?
A wee round up of the night. So, we had the scores on the doors for Bilko and Brenny. For the Pilsner, the Callista Pilsner was... Bilko scored 6.75.
I really wanted to give it 7.25 by the
I scored at
Overtone.
7.5. You can't get by that. The third session IPA, we both scored at 6.5 each. The Whitman, Bilko done it 7.75. I gave it an 8.
Stunning beer.
For the Gose,
Gose.
Bilko gave it a 6.75. I gave it a 7. And for the Ooft, Bilko gave it a 7.25 and I gave it a 7.75. So based on the scores on the doors, this evening's winner of the Overtone Brewing and what we felt was the best beer of the evening out of the 5 that we tried was a Whitman.